so we will call our meeting to order. 6:03. We will begin with our Pledge of Allegiance.
All right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I guess, Mr. Miller, you want to do roll call for us?
Yes, Mayor Jacobs.
Here.
Chairperson Taylor.
Here.
Vice Chair Baidoon is asked to be excused. Trustee Walkonis.
Present.
Trustee Hyder is asked to be excused. Trustee Barry is asked to be excused. Trustee Nazardine.
Here.
Trustee Peridor.
Here.
Right, you do have a quorum with 5 members present.
All right, so our first order of items is our approval of our agenda.
So moved.
All right, so we have a motion and seconded by trustee Walkonis. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion passes 5-0. And our presentation.
Yes. Good evening. Right. So this is our annual informational meeting that is actually required by Public Act 57, and part of the reason for that is Public Act 57 establishes DDAs in the state of Michigan, and it takes the taxation portion and it kind of changes how the taxes are redistributed, meaning that we get money from taxing authorities in this in the county, and so part of the purpose of the informational meeting is we have to notify all of our taxing authorities, which I've done, and then let them know that this is occurring according to the law. But I also feel that it's our yearly time to review everything that we've accomplished this year. And so we're required to do it twice. So yesterday we had this at the city council meeting. So if you watch the city council meeting, this will be a repeat. But if not, then it will be new information to you. What I did is I kind of went through kind of our year and looked and see everything that's been accomplished with DDA funds in the city. So we'll just go ahead and it's on the screen there. And first of all, I just explain what the Board of Trustees is, how we're appointed, and then who is comprised in the board, business owners, property owners, and then the mayor of the city also is appointed by law to serve as a member of the Board of Trustees for the DDA. And then the DDA 2 years ago entered into a contract with the city to provide DDA director services really for me or anybody that would be in the community development director job. This is kind of our diagram of how everything works. The Board of Trustees is at the top. They make the decisions on how the funding is spent and approves our budget and sends it also then to the city council, which does, and actually the law says they shall approve the budget that comes forward. There's also an executive board, then myself, and then John Prosh as the assistant director. This is the makeup of our Board of Trustees, and we even got a new picture from the last meeting that we were all together, so that's on there too. Then the DDA funding, our primary financial support, comes from TIF, the tax increment financing, and this is the mechanism that we use to redistribute current taxes that are collected in the city. And I always try to emphasize this is not an increase of taxes, and it doesn't have a dedicated millage. The TIF process uses kind of a baseline to establish what we determine as our TIF, our increment. And so that baseline was established in 1983. And then you can kind of see how our taxes are distributed for this year. So you see that the taxable value of the district is $34 million. And then in 1983, when the district was established, the taxable value of the district was about $12 million. And so we capture kind of $21 million in value, which in turn comes to how the mill rate is established. So you see the calculation below that in our capture comes to about $629,000 for us to use to do specific things that can occur in a downtown development district. And it's broken up by about $387,000, which is what you would refer to as the general money that was paid by those parcel IDs in our district, and then $241,000 comes from other funding sources, and those are what we call our taxing authorities. The DDA, it comprises about 4.6% of our total taxable value in the city, and then we capture 62% of that is captured in the DDA TIF. So a portion of the city's total is captured here in the DDA. And then, of course, our other taxing jurisdictions, you see all of those below. And then the next slide, kind of, I think maybe it's easier to read, is a pie chart, and it shows kind of all the pieces of the pie and how much a percentage of what the taxes are that are coming from our taxing authority. And so that makes up that $200,000+ that actually, if we did not have a DDA, we would be sending that to these taxing authorities. So the benefit of the DDA is, of course, we keep the taxes of the value of the properties in the district, but then also we don't send some of our money, really, out to the taxing authorities. And in 1983, when they established it, these taxing authorities had to agree that they would forego collection of their taxes. We send a report every year to the Department of Treasury to accommodate all of our reporting that's necessary, and to accommodate the Public Act 57, so that these taxing authorities make sure that we're collecting it and using it properly. So speaking of using it properly, the DDA funds are used, of course, for business and district attraction, community events, economic vitality, first impressions, and building awareness. And first impressions, of course, is making sure that we have the trees trimmed, we take care of all of the streetscape, and making sure that it looks like it is a place to be. It actually creates a place. And when you drive on Ford Road, really from Dearborn to Canton, this is the only place that you really think, oh, I am somewhere. You know, I think the trees and that intersection, the commons, really identify that this really is on the corners of our town. The boundaries, of course, I make reference to the boundaries because the law is real specific on how we spend the money and where we spend the money. And the boundaries, of course, are on Middle Belt from Bach to Maplewood, and then on Ford Road, Harrison to Henry Ruff. And those are all of the buildings that front those roads and are in what we call our tax capture. So our position, the city, of course, we operate as a separate entity within the city. So we're really kind of under the umbrella of the city, but we are kind of a separate entity because we have our own budget and the dollars are set aside for the DDA. So we also, of course, we're working in collaboration with the city and providing services for the director services. And like I said, we're always working on how everything looks. I'll talk about a little bit about our business incentive program, which we all approved, and we've made some changes, and we've got some people actually to go through that, so I think that's good. I've been helping facilitate new business development, really by helping somebody go through the process of opening a business in the district and, of course, throughout the city. So you can see throughout the year, you hear about all of these things, but I think it's good to just put them all in one spot so everyone can see that these are things that we are doing that would not be done normally if a DDA didn't exist, because the city wouldn't be able to facilitate these items, really. But we do, of course, the maintenance, the holiday decorations, our public events, the commons. Actually, we work out a pretty good program with the garden club, and they plant it every year, but we buy lunch for them, really, and the planting. So I think they do a really great job. We also are some sponsors to the Sandland Parade, which is coming up the Saturday after Thanksgiving, Music in the Park, which when we all came in, we were talking about that. And of course, the flock license plate readers. we decided to make our downtown a safer district, and we have those readers, and we fund those also. And then we facilitate all ribbon cuttings, welcoming any new businesses that come in. I'm kind of looking forward to 2026. I just wanted to remind everyone that we're going to be working on some things that are maybe a little different, as of course the Folker Building TIF agreement, which we 2 meetings ago had somebody here to talk about the process, and the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority for the Folker Building, which is where Oren's was. We have been talking, we've got a lot of restaurants opening up in town and in the district, and doing a restaurant week and working on marketing that, and kind of working on helping these businesses, some of them are new, get more foot traffic in their businesses. And so we're going to work on a restaurant week, and we're kind of putting together, not a safari, but like a kind of like a passport kind of thing, or something, just to get more people in. And then during that week, of course, we'll have a coordination with everybody to hopefully they'll give specials and get more people in. Of course, as soon as the chili cook-off was done in 2025, we started working for next year, the Lucky Squirrel, marketing more of the incentive program. Also, the alley repaving at the northeast parking lot, we did behind Elite Eye Care. Now it is time for kind of behind Garden City Cafe, so we'll be budgeting for that for next year. The alleyway's in pretty bad shape. Available property listing. Of course, I've been trying to, it's hard to, it's like a moving target to keep all of that in line, but for the most part, we know who is in the building and how to contact them. And also, I did apply for a placemaking grant to create maybe a safer environment for our public events over in the parking lot there. That is, I applied for a program that will install bollards that will come up out of the pavement to help with creating a safer space. And of course, the Safe Street grant, we're just finishing that, Safer Streets, and housing readiness. The grant opportunities, the business incentive grants, I think we've got, I'm working on two, third will be coming soon, is the facade improvements, which include, any physical work to a facade, in the district, we will pay up to $7,000. Architectural assistance, if they need help with construction plans, if they want to move walls inside, say they're leasing a space, they want to move walls, we need plans so that the walls are constructed properly. We will assist up to $2,000, and then signage improvements, or even a new sign, replace an outdated or get a new sign or renovate a current sign. We will fund that $1,000 each. And so I want to work to market that more. Going forward so that more people take advantage. We had a total of 5 allotted in this budget. That would be a total, say, of $50,000. And I thought if we do that each year, 5, it's 10 in 2 years, 15, and, I think it'll help us. This is a drone shot of the chili cook-off that day. So the police department has a drone, and I just thought it was kind of neat to have them fly over the chili cook-off event and see where everything was laid out. We had turned the tent, and it just created, I think, a more open environment. There were a lot more people. I think if they had come a little later, it would have gotten a lot more people. But again, at some point during that day, there were so many people there, you couldn't even walk through, barely. But I just thought it was kind of neat to include that in our PowerPoint presentation to show that off. And then I did a picture collage of the judges and the chili cook-off day. I see one of our trustees is seated there on the left. Thank you, Trustee Peridor. I give you a lot of credit for trying all of that chili.
Worried, it wasn't bad.
Okay, good. And then kind of that, the cornhole tournament worked out really great. It was very popular. The Touch a Truck event, having that with that, you see a little girl on there enjoying a big truck at DPW. I think it was a great community day. The bottom right shows the big tent, and you can see it is standing room only inside there. A lot of people coming to our town and enjoying what we had for that day. The Lucky Squirrel Craft and Vendor Fair, 150 vendors, 3 times last year was packed the entire time. Again, creating more people to see our downtown. We're trying to, John and I have talked about incorporating the businesses that surround that more. Some of them feel that it hurts them, some people like it. So we've got to get a good program to help them. We restriped, I'll show you one of these coming up, we restriped the lot so that, and put out different spaces so that we opened up another parking lot for more parking, and that's always our problem on those days. So, and speaking of new businesses, so 20 new businesses have opened this year in the district. And so we're going to be promoting all of them. This 20 is a big number, I think, and we should all take credit in doing that and making sure that it's a place where people want to come and where they want to do business. So I put them all together on this slide so you can kind of look through and see that, and there are all different kinds. They're not all one kind of business. It's a good mix of businesses, and I think it is a great accomplishment that they're coming here to Garden City and that they're opening up shop. So, and I just kind of took some pictures of their signs or locations. So this is a salon over by Plato's Coney Island, kind of. Simmet Turkish Bakery and Cafe. They used to be on Warren and moved uptown there and did a beautiful renovation inside the building. I encourage you all to go and stop in there. Everfresh Market is getting ready to open, 10,000 square foot grocery store in the former Rite Aid. I think that is going to be a good addition. He is right now filling it. I was in the other day, and it just the shelves are getting packed with a lot of product. And he did a very nice job inside. Took out the tile, ground down, made the the shiny concrete, the polished concrete. Really did a good job there in that building. And I'm so thankful that they're there because it's a big vacancy. 10,000 square feet is a big vacancy. So and he's working really hard to get that open and get running. So beauty school up there, kind of at the Commons area. And then Face and Company, another beauty bar, that's an esthetician. I guess that's a whole new thing I didn't even know occurred. So that's on right in next to Garden City Cafe. Fatma's Bakery is very popular also. And then Cafe Europe along there is also, they all open this year. And he's going to partake in the Sandland Parade. So he's going to, he contacted us and he knows the parade route's going by there. What can he do? How can he be part of it? And, we encourage him to open up the doors and get people in, and he's at a perfect location to get some extra foot traffic. Sharon's Heating and Cooling, which is right across from City Hall here, and their front is, you can see the, we approved the grant, and the new windows are in place there on that, underneath the sign, and they're doing interior renovations. We're working on permits and all of that to get them open there. And then they acquired the 20,000 plus square foot warehouse building behind this too. So where Lucky Dog is currently located, they acquired the entire building, and they're having their workshop in the back. This will be an office for all of the workers. Customers can come in and buy filters and all the stuff that you need. So I think that's good. Opera Pastry and Bakery is over in the LaCritz Weber property next to Planet Fitness. He's got a lot of concession and baking experience, and I've been in twice, so it's very good. I encourage you to go. Right next to there, the Lucky Walk is there, and then also a driving school in there. True Temp Heating and Cooling is an office and a little training room for another heating and cooling. HVAC is in there. And then the man who does that, he's also interested in actually doing a school where they'll train people, in the trades to do this. And so we've been looking around at other buildings for him. So because he's in the Villa Bakery strip, which is all full. So he's gonna look around. Fawaz Realty, and of course they have a title company in there. Paramount is over in the Bank of America. And then, if you can recall, we did a grant here for family heating and cooling. I said it right this time. Last night I said Sharon, so I apologize. So, but family heating and cooling, and I kind of did a 3-step. So we kind of see what it was, what it is right now, and then what it's going to be. And we approved a grant for that too.
They're moving along
And they're moving
really
along, yeah.
well.
So, and it's a really, I think it's going to be such a great building for the business. So each year I always try to take a really good picture of the flowers in full bloom because everyone loves the baskets. Everyone comments. We get lots and lots of comments on how nice they look. Again, keeping up appearances. This is not fun, good stuff, but it is maintaining what we have. This is the alleyway behind Elite Eye Care. It was in terrible condition. It got all repaved. We put that in the budget. And then also the parking lot where behind all of those businesses was, we filled all of the potholes, joint and crack sealed, and then we did a seal coat and stripe. They did a double seal coat and stripe, and they restriped it, and then this also includes some of the spots for Lucky Squirrel. But it looks really good, and before, cars were just parking everywhere. They just didn't know where to go, and so it really kind of defines the area. And then, of course, a lot of people use that alleyway to come into the businesses off of Middle Belt. This year, too, part of our outreach efforts this year, the mayor had asked me to put together a list of businesses that have been here more than 30 years. So on top of us welcoming in new people, we also like to recognize people that have been here and making a difference for all these times. So we did certificates, and then it was good to go out and meet everybody. Sometimes we didn't know, we didn't know who all works there. And like on the upper left corner, all of the doctors and the nurses wanted to come out and get their picture taken at Oakwood, or the Corewell services there, and they all enjoyed the time. And it was good to get down and talk to people, see if they had any issues. And these are businesses in the district. We did the whole city, but these are businesses in the district, and I think it was really a great couple days. It was hard to coordinate, and it was, I think, even more than a couple days, wasn't it, Mayor? So, and the mayor was my chauffeur. I told him where to go. It was a great.
In a nice way.
I'm like, stop, turn around, go left. Anyway,
So what, about 90?
we did about 90, yeah.
Wow.
So throughout the whole city. So, and that was.
That many businesses that have been here that long? That's awesome.
So, and everyone was so appreciative that we came to see them. We brought a certificate. Some people are like, oh, you got to come back when we get, like the owner has to come back to see this. It was really kind of a great thing to do. So, and then, of course, we do the ribbon cuttings, and everyone likes to, this is really the final, the final cap on everything. It's the business is open, they've got all their permits, and they're ready for business. And so we did some of those, and there's Eureka. They got their C of O this year, off the tee. And then, of course, just most recently, NAR, Brazilian Steakhouse, over on Ford Road in the former Leon's/Eddie's building. So then kind of some things coming up. Of course, we've talked about Folkers Commons, of course, and then Hollywood Sound, which is right across from Trustee Nazardine's building. They're going to build a building up at the front and then have a building at the back too. And permits are pulled and work is currently being done right now. They're working, you'll see piles of dirt. And that, of course, on top of it, it is a new building, but it's also adding value to the district too. So our hometown hero banners, I put this in. Of course, this is our DPW director and his father-in-law. Actually, we put them on the same pole. So I thought that was a nice thing to do, and we just took those down in the last week. The Santaland Post banners are going up, and we've got all of these down. We've contacted all of the people who sponsored those and made the recommendation to put it up. We've contacted them, and then they get the banner in the end. And so we just took them down and got them into City Hall today, I think, right, John? And so City Hall's been busy with that. Also, the Commons, the round circle, the tree is going up, or is actually up today, and we also power washed that. It was kind of leachate and algae and all that, getting ready for the tree lighting. And right behind it in the parking lot, that parking lot is a municipal lot behind there. Just that little corner is really the city's. And we had a parking lot island, and we had total landscaping and lawns, redo that, and it looks a lot nicer. So, and with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions. And but again, like I said, it's always good to look at everything that we've accomplished for the whole year. And I think it's a good time to do that kind of right before the holidays, and we'll start fresh after the new year. So, thank you.
Year in review, for sure. Yes, Matt.
So, it's 43 slides.
Good.
Lot of work.
So, all right, thank you.
Okay, moving next to community events. I don't know that we have anything to discuss there. So our items for consideration, we need to approve our consent agenda. Okay, so we have a motion by trustee Walkonis. Supported by Mayor Jacobs. Any discussion at the table?
I do. There was a typographical error that I showed that trustee Walkonis was here and absent. So I'll fix that, and
I did see that.
yeah, so I will correct that when we
Okay.
post them. So,
Okay.
okay, so I'll make sure.
Okay.
Sorry. It's hard to be in two places, right?
I'm still trying to figure out how to do that.
Moms do it easily.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It is a
All
gift.
right, thank you.
Any other discussion on that? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so that motion will carry 5-0.
And
Jump,
just,
sorry,
one
go ahead,
moment,
Matt.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chair. So just the report, just the financial reports, just in case you look, for the most part, all of the funds are back in from Chile. So, but we'll get another, the next time we see them, it'll be all, I think everything will be accounted for at that time. But it really ended up being, I think, almost, we made a profit, really, I think, in the end. So I think that's, we used to run real in the deficit, so we ended up covering all the costs, including all the volunteer hours. 2 meetings ago, I think we presented all of the certificates for all the volunteer organizations and their checks. And so I think it all worked out well. The pancake breakfast worked out well also. Next year, the date, I think I don't know if we knew then or not.
Saturday in September.
Yeah, but that is International Pancake Day.
Oh, too funny.
Crafty, clever.
I can't believe it. So I
Too
think
funny.
it must be fate, I think. So, anyway, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about the funds, and that's our last big deposit was in there, over $20,000 some dollars went in, so, after the event, okay?
All right, jumping down then to the action items. The 2026 DDA meeting schedule. So Matt, I guess you can address that as well.
Well, we had put that, at the last meeting, you had discussed going to quarterly meetings. I had given a different schedule, and you requested I come back with a quarterly meeting. So this is showing the quarterly meetings, which we can't do. But if we do these quarterly meetings, we still have the option to call a meeting as necessary. And if it's quarterly, though, the members, we have to have, we have to get full attendance. And so I want to make sure that we do that to kind of, we're putting the schedule out now, so you can kind of just put it in your calendars in advance that we would like you to attend. Specifically, like the January, of course, we'll be working on the budget already for next year because council will have to approve it. And then April, we'll be getting I think we'll be getting bids and things put together for the alleyways. In July, we'll be doing chili cook-off, and then the October, we'll be doing the same meeting we're doing today, kind of. So, but please look at that. Also, any special meetings, we will follow the Open Meetings Act. We will post and notify before 18 hours to comply with that, which we would do, of course. So.
But it seems that the 4 meetings that are scheduled cover the bulk of the things that we need to cover anyway. Okay. All right, so I guess we need a motion to approve that.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by trustee Nazardine and seconded by trustee Peridor. Any discussion from the table?
I have a question.
Yes.
If we go to the quarterly meetings, the bylaws state that if a member misses 3 meetings in a row, would that still apply with quarterly versus monthly?
I would think since
think
it's our
so.
schedule, yeah, I think it would.
So 3 would still be,
Yes.
okay, just wanted to
Oh,
clarify.
you think it'd be less then?
That's what I'm thinking. If
Or
you-
that
if
you'd
somebody
have
doesn't
if you
come to
missed one,
3
you'd be gone because.
quarterly meetings, that's 3 quarters of
Yeah.
the year.
That's 3/4 of the year, so maybe it needs to be rethought, maybe every 2 months, Matt?
But I would hate to have
Because
to,
3 of 12, like she said, that's a quarter, and a quarter of 4 is one meeting. So we have to look at those bylaws then,
Okay. Yeah.
before we approve this, right? Or what?
I'm okay either way, I just wanted clarification.
I mean, for now, that's what it would be.
Right.
But in January, we can look at the bylaws, and maybe I'll talk to the attorney to see what he thinks also. So,
I'm
we're gonna
okay
kind
with
of review
it.
the bylaws anyways in January a little bit.
We can always update the schedule on the bylaws if we need to. Once you get with the attorney. I hadn't really thought of that, but.
Yeah, that was a real good point. You know, 6 meetings wouldn't be wouldn't be, I mean, that would still be cutting our meetings in half. We should, I mean, just to kind of safeguard that we have 4, you know? With,
Well, if something's missed,
I mean, if you
and
can't get a quorum for 4, that's why I'm saying maybe we ought to go 6.
Oh, we can always add
No, look
a
at that.
meeting too, if we can't get a quorum. You know, we can move it to another day next week, you know.
Which we have done in the past.
There's other ways, but I think for right now, and I haven't really looked at it, but I think come January, we'll have, we can get a legal opinion from the attorney, and if we have to, we can update either the schedule or
Bylaws.
the bylaws.
Okay, I'll do that.
To do that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
well, and if Matt can call a special meeting at any point, if something's missed,
Right, we can.
then we can just fix it at that point, correct?
Yes.
But I mean, for right now, we always have the option of either changing our bylaws in January, if we have to, if the attorney thinks we should, or updating the schedule to whatever maybe the attorney will have a recommendation. I mean,
Okay.
right now, I think this will cover it until we get a legal opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll approve it then as passed with those things being looked into for January. All right, then we have other business. Sorry.
Do we want to vote on that?
I think you do, right?
Yeah, there's a motion.
Oh, so we,
Second.
yeah, that was discussion, sorry. So
Order.
we had our discussion, any other discussion on that? All right, all in favor then?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Okay, so we will pass that 5-0 with further input later in January. All right, so now we can move down to the other business, Christmas tree lighting ceremony.
Yes. I put it out there, of course, December 1st, Monday, 6 PM. And then also I think John's working on that. You can tell us all who's coming. It'll be fun.
Oh, you guys will be there, I
Yes.
hope. We have a Merriman Road Baptist Church that brings out some choir members to sing along some songs. Obviously, we invite council and then the general public, and then also the POM crew from the high school and possibly even the middle school will be there to perform some holiday routines. And then Santa shows up. So that's about the long and short of it. Hot chocolate, things of that nature. And then you just light up the town for the season.
And then the next item is the Santaland Parade, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, 10 o'clock. So come and see everyone in downtown on that day.
I just have one, it's not actually for Santa, but it's upcoming events. I noticed on the website, because they talked yesterday about the Santa, Ride with Santa. I noticed on the website, the date is changed to 2025, however, the route is still last year's amended route because they jumped onto Bach to go around Marquette where there was construction. Are they still planning to keep the route the same?
Don't know.
No, I was just curious. I saw that, and I know it was amended last year. They typically go down Marquette, but they changed the route last year because of that.
Yeah, well, we'll look into that. Thank
Okay,
you.
just something I saw, and I was like, oh, I'm going to mention that tonight.
So we'll look into that. So,
December 18th, so.
yes, December
Yes.
18th, Santa Ride. Okay.
All right, since we have no
And then, I
public,
don't know, trustee Nazardine, that's it's a parade float, really. It was Santa, and it goes around the town. It drives all around the town and kids line the street, like, it's a really a wonderful event, yeah. Yeah, so, and people that have, people that live on the route have picnics, bonfires out in their driveway. It's really kind of a.
That's why I was paying attention, because I was gonna invite more people, because we had it last
Correct,
year.
you would,
We
yes.
don't normally, so I was gonna do
Okay.
something this year if that is the
See
case.
where it's going. Okay, I don't know. We'll
Okay,
look for that.
all right. So since we have no public here, we have no public comments, and I guess we'll jump back to you, Matt, for the director report.
So, well, I talked about the power wash and the parking lot island, but when you're out, go take a look at it and see it looks a lot better. And yeah, it doesn't look great.
Right, we need some rain to wash, clean the rocks up, but
Yes,
it does look a lot neater,
yes.
especially when you compare it to the island.
Yeah, it's always looked a little, that's nice.
Yes, so it will, and again, that, the rest of that lot, the northwest lot, the city does not own a lot of that land. So we can't expend city dollars on property we don't own.
That's
It's
like
in
the
district.
Kmart, that's the
The
Kmart
Kmart
lot area, right? Okay.
There's a lot of property owners in that, out back there. It's like ribbons of land.
Right.
Boy, it should have been done differently. If I was, or I don't know, it was platted that way, I think, so. And then also, John and I did attend the Michigan Downtown Association Annual Conference, and we, I think, learned a lot. Some of the things that we went to do was updating a TIF plan, the state of retail. They had like a nationally known retailer, Vic was her name, and she came and talked about, the decline of retail and how to combat it and what to do. And I think it was really interesting, just the numbers they used, that it's just going to continue to go down. And the younger generation, they want to go out and eat and drink, but they don't want to go shopping at malls or things like that anymore. So, but it was, of course, we know this, but to see the numbers, and then they do like projections as the youth or the 20-year-olds are getting older, they're going to get even more reliant on ordering things. So,
Just read an article about they're turning malls into apartment complexes.
so I would love to see a data center at Westland Mall. It'd be a great idea. So also public art and the power of place, sculptures, and of course John and I kind of talked about a new pig or something, I don't know, or something. So it is art, so I don't like to pick on that. Then also there was kind of a session about Placer AI, and that is like tracking by cell phones and pings and all of this. And they can, there's a company out there that can do those things. It's amazing. Wow. So, and then zoning for small business success, guidebook to public involvement, we attended those, and I think it was really great. And at the end, they kind of just, they kind of the sadness about retail, but they said, still make it clean, still make it where people want to go. And, we have a lot of traffic. We do, a lot of traffic. It's not a traditional downtown, but we have a lot of traffic. And to build off what we have. So, but I think it was real great. John, do you agree? So.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the placer conversation along with SEMCOG, I think Matt's going to try to get some data back on a participant number from our Chili Cook-Off Festival specifically to try to see how many people were actually, because it's almost virtually impossible to track that number. But if we could do that, for this past year and then look at next year and see if we're growing or sustaining or what's happening. So that was a very interesting session. But the whole event was great, so.
That's usually once a year we go to that, and we interact with people, we know people, and we can, of course, learn or make contacts in other communities too, so.
It's great idea sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. All right, so we will have trustee board comments. I guess we'll start with the mayor.
All I have is, thanks for coming up, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy.
Trustee
Same.
Walker?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
And I guess we should say Merry Christmas too, right? Because
Probably.
we won't be
We
till
won't be here till
January.
January, right?
Yep, happy holidays.
We'll see you at the tree lighting. And
Tree lighting,
Right. Trustee Peridor?
nothing tonight.
Trustee Natching?
Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Right, I will
And Happy
agree.
New Year, too.
Yeah, yeah. Wrap it all up. Wrap,
We'll be at the tree lighting and at the
Yes.
parade, so
so
we'll
we'll
got
see
time
you.
for some of this.
wrap
Yeah,
it all
for
up.
sure.
Well, sadly, Mondays are my big days at work, so tree lighting, I will not be able to be at, but I will definitely, I have kids that wear costumes in the parade. I know,
This
but I
will be
have,
my first one, so I will be there.
I have 70-some kids who need me on Monday, so. Oh, yeah, no, I'm bringing 8 to the parade, that'll be enough. All right, so I guess if we have nothing else, I'm sorry, Mr. Prosh, do you have anything else you'd like to add, or Matt? All right, very good, so I guess we will adjourn.
Okay.
You know what, I have one question. I'm trying to look up, because I put these dates in immediately, since there's only 4 dates next week, so I'm trying to see where's Easter, just because.
April 5th,
April 5th? Okay. I'm like, just hold on before we take off here.
April 5th. It's
I
early.
did try to look
It's
at
early
those
this year.
things.
Off that week. Okay. Just want to make sure, like, everybody's back from whatever vacations, like, et cetera. You know, the kids have time off of school, a lot of people leave, we leave.
Yeah, I think spring break in Garden City is usually that first week in April. I know we'll be gone also around the Easter holiday, but we're back the 11th, so I think the 21st will be,
So I had to kind of coordinate, of course, this meeting, 12 zoning board of appeals, 12 planning commission, and 24 council meetings, plus all of their budget. So we're working on, of course, the whole schedule for next year with everybody, and looking at that, and of course, Parks are, yeah.
Right. Are we good?
All right.
yes, I think
Okay,
we are.
Thank you for
All
coming.
set. Thank you.
And, we will see you after the new year. Of course, if